Number 10. The Phantom of Soyuz 1. Imagine you're listening to a radio signal from a ship miles away in the middle of the ocean. The signal gets weaker and weaker, and then there's just silence. Now, imagine that ship is a spacecraft miles away in the middle of space. That's the reality for Soviet engineers on April 24, 1967. Cosmonaut Vladimir Komarov was on a test flight for the new Soyuz 1 capsule. The mission was a total catastrophe from the start. Solar panels didn't deploy, navigation failed, and the poor guy was spinning uncontrollably in space. The ground crew tried everything to get him home, but it was a lost cause. The final, horrifying act was when his parachute failed to deploy correctly during re-entry. The capsule hit the ground at over 300 miles per hour, leaving only a smoking, molten crater and a small piece of metal that was reportedly all that was left of him. What's left behind isn't a ghost or a haunted object. What's truly creepy is the void, that empty space where the capsule and its cosmonaut were supposed to be. It's the silent echo of a failed mission, the permanent loss of a human being in an empty, unforgiving environment. The fact that the capsule is gone, scattered into 1,000 pieces, makes the story even more chilling. There's no ghost ship to find, no macabre relic to discover, just a silent, cosmic phantom, still drifting in the mind of anyone who knows the story. Number 9. The Vostok 1's final rest. Everyone knows the name Yuri Gagarin. He was the first human in space, a total legend. But we often forget about his ride home, the Vostok 1 capsule. Unlike the Apollo missions, the Vostok didn't land gently with its pilot inside. Gagarin had to eject at 23,000 feet and parachute the rest of the way down while the capsule crash-landed separately. It's a bit like taking an Uber, and the Uber just sort of explodes behind you after you get out. The capsule itself survived, but what was left behind? The ghost of a historic moment. The capsule is now a museum piece, but it's more than just a piece of metal. It's a tomb for a moment in time. Inside, there's the memory of a guy floating around in zero-G for the first time. The controls he used, the small porthole he peered out of, and the strange, musty smell of decades-old astronaut gear. It's a time capsule that can't talk. It holds the echoes of a first flight, but it's empty now. The pilot isn't there, the mission is over, and all that's left is a silent, rusting testament to a moment when humanity did something impossible. The real creepy part isn't what's in it, but what's missing. The ghost of the man who flew it, still riding along in our collective imagination. Number 8. The Frozen Ghost Station. Imagine you're a spacewalker. You're floating up to a space station that's gone completely silent. No lights, no radio chatter, just a dead black hulk floating in the void. That's what cosmonauts Vladimir Janibekov and Viktor Savinykh faced in 1985. Their mission was to fix the Salyut 7 space station after ground control lost contact with it. When they arrived, it was a ghost ship. The entire station was frozen solid, all its systems dead. Inside, the walls were covered in a thick layer of frost. The air was so cold they could see their own breath. It was a space-based haunted house, a place where all the electronics and life support systems had gone to sleep for good. They had to dock with it manually, in complete silence, which is basically the most terrifying thing a person can do in space. It's a slow, agonizing process. They managed to bring it back to life, but for a few days, they were living inside a cosmic coffin. The silence they felt was more chilling than any monster or space alien. The only thing worse than being alone in space is realizing you're not alone, but the only thing with you is a silent, dead machine that was once full of life. It's a chilling reminder that in space, the biggest dangers aren't meteorites or aliens, but the quiet, cold betrayal of technology. Number 7. The Last Words of Apollo 1. Everyone remembers the triumphs of Apollo, but few remember the terrifying truth of its beginning. The first mission, Apollo 1, never even left the launch pad. On January 27, 1967, during a routine test, a fire broke out inside the capsule, trapping astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. The fire spread in seconds, fueled by pure oxygen, and the crew had no chance to escape. It's a tragedy, but the truly creepy part is what was left behind. Not objects, but data, the recordings of their final moments. You can listen to the real tapes, and it's a gut-wrenching descent into panic, from a routine procedure to a desperate last-second plea. The last thing you hear is a faint, choked cry, a sound that gets swallowed by static. The capsule was a tomb, but the tape recorder was a witness. That recording is a ghost, a chilling echo of 3 lives being snuffed out in a metal box. It's not a monster or a phantom you can see, but a sound that's been floating in the cosmic consciousness ever since. It's a reminder that even when we leave things behind on a launch pad, they can still come back to haunt us with a far more terrifying message than any sea serpent or alien. Number 6. The silent rover. Imagine you're driving down a long, dusty road, and you see an abandoned car on the side. It's dusty, the tires are flat, and it's been sitting there for years. Now, imagine that road is on a different planet. The Spirit rover, sent to Mars in 2004, was designed to last for 90 days. It ended up working for 6 years, exploring the red planet and sending back incredible photos. But in 2010, it got stuck in a sand trap. Engineers on Earth tried for months to get it out, sending commands, wiggling the wheels, doing everything they could. But the commands just went into a silent void. The rover, a machine that had been our eyes and ears on Mars, was now just a lonely, silent rock. What's creepy about it isn't its physical presence, it's the abrupt silence. It was communicating, working, and then it just stopped. It's a testament to our ambition, but also to a certain loneliness. It's a quiet, cold robot that's still there, buried in Martian sand, waiting for a command that will never come. We personify these robots with names and stories, and in return, they leave us with the unsettling, haunting feeling of their silence, a quiet grave on a lifeless planet. Number 5. The eerie silence of the ISS. The International Space Station is the most expensive thing ever built, and it's always full of people. But what happens when it's not? Imagine you're on a maintenance crew, and you've just been sent to an abandoned ISS. The lights are off, the fans are silent, and the life support is offline. The station, a place designed to be buzzing with human life, is now a dead, floating hulk of metal and solar panels. You would feel the most profound sense of loneliness you could ever experience. The hum of the electronics, the muffled conversations from different modules, the sounds of people working, all of it is gone. What's left behind is an eerie, bone-chilling silence. It's a giant, cosmic tomb, a monument to a species that once lived there. It's a haunted house, but the ghost is the absence of humanity itself. The fact that all it would take is one minor systems failure, one simple hiccup for this to become a reality, is what makes it so terrifying. It's not a hypothetical sci-fi movie. It's a very real possibility, and the greatest fear isn't that you'll find a ghost inside, but that you won't find anything at all. Number 4. The silent astronaut. Of all the things we could leave behind in space, the absolute creepiest is a human being. On our planet, we bury our dead. In space, that's not an option. Imagine a cosmonaut who died on a mission to Mars, or who simply drifted away from their station during a spacewalk. The sheer logistics of recovering a body from deep space are impossible. It's too expensive, too dangerous, and frankly, we just don't have the technology. What's left behind is a permanent, silent monument, a human tomb in orbit. We're not talking about a body that will decay or decompose in the traditional sense. It would freeze solid, and then, without any atmospheric friction, it would just keep going, a silent, celestial statue. It would orbit the Earth or the Sun for millions of years, long after all of us are gone. The biggest fear isn't that we'd find a ghost in a spacesuit. It's that we'd find the physical remains of someone who just wanted to go home, frozen in a perpetual lonely journey through the cold vacuum of space. Number 3. The cosmic graveyard. If you think about abandoned spacecraft, you probably think about a few lost ships and silent rovers. The disturbing truth is, low Earth orbit is a cosmic junkyard. We have left behind a massive, swirling debris field of dead satellites, lost tools, and fragments of rockets. It's a literal graveyard of our mistakes, a silent field of technological ghosts. It's not just clutter, it's a high-speed minefield. Each piece of debris, no matter how small, is a deadly projectile traveling at thousands of miles per hour. It's a creepy thought that the biggest threat to our future space exploration isn't some asteroid or alien ship, but the detritus of our own past missions. The Iridium-33 satellite and a decommissioned Russian satellite, Cosmos 2251, collided in 2009, creating a massive cloud of new debris. It was a cosmic accident, a silent collision between two dead machines. It's a chilling reminder that in space, even our abandoned trash can come back to haunt us with a far more terrifying purpose. Number 2, the lonely Voyagers. They aren't abandoned in the traditional sense. The Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 probes are still working, still sending back data from the outer reaches of our solar system. But they are also the loneliest things we have ever created. They have been traveling for over 45 years, and they are now in a realm of immense silence and cold. The last signal they will ever send back will be a faint whisper, a final breath from a dying technology. The creepy part isn't what they've left behind, but what they've taken with them. Our message to the stars. The golden records on each probe contain sounds and images of Earth. A baby's cry, a whale's song, greetings in 55 languages. It's a beautifully hopeful gesture, but it's also a deeply unsettling one. What if the Voyagers are found by some alien intelligence, and that intelligence sees our beautiful message and sends back a horrifying reply? Or more likely, what if they're never found? The thought of our last message to the cosmos just drifting into an endless empty void is a profoundly creepy and beautiful kind of abandonment. Number 1, the first and last footprint. Of all the things left behind, the most chilling might just be the most famous. Neil Armstrong's first step on the moon. It's a powerful symbol of human triumph and ambition. But think about it from a cosmic perspective. The footprint is there, and it will be there for 1,000,000 years. There's no wind, no rain, no erosion. It's a perfectly preserved monument to a single moment. It's the ultimate ghost. It's a sign of a life that was there, a message that we existed. But it's also a sign that we're gone. The creepy part isn't that we'll find a ghost on the moon, but that in 1,000,000 years, some future species will find our footprint and know that we are not there anymore. It's a silent, cosmic fossil, a monument to our entire existence, long after we have turned to dust. It's the ultimate and most permanent kind of creepy.